Guys, it's me, Kat, and today we're making this Roots disc-bound watercolor journal. I have to admit, these were a lot of fun to make. I hope you like the tutorial. I made all the background pages the same way. I added tissue paper with matte medium, as well as some crackled texture paste through my Starlight Starbright stencil. Now, while I had the tissue paper and the texture paste out, I went ahead and added some to these watercolor art part feathers. I'll use them later on in the project. Here I'm going to add some color to my page. I'm adding some Marabu art spray. The color I'm using is cherry red, and before I apply it, I do wet my pages with a little bit of water just so that I can get the color just moving on the page. And so I'm going to add this one color and then I'm going to let it dry. Next, I'm adding some Marabu art crayon. I'm using color Sunshine Yellow. And these are watercolor crayons, so they're super high in pigment. I really love these. And I just added it to the page, and then I used a water brush to move it around. Next, I'm adding a little bit more design with one of my stamps just in random spots on the page. Here I'm using some acrylic paint. It's an off-white color as well as a palette knife, and I'm just applying it in random spots. Next, I'm taking some of this turquoise color art crayon and I'm just watering it down a little bit and splattering it onto the page. Here I'm just snipping the tabs of the little watercolor art part trees that I'm going to be using. After I cut them out, I went ahead and spray painted them black. Now I left one of my art journal pages blank without any paint because I knew I was going to use it for the cover. So here I just cut out a tag and applied it to a chipboard tag. I then used more of that turquoise art crayon on the edges of the tag. Here I'm just adding some black ink around the pages as well as the tag. Next, I add some more of that Sunshine Yellow art crayon to the center of the tag. Now before I glue the tag onto my cover, I first take one of those black trees and I place it upside down on the cover. And then I take the tag and I glue on some cardstock as well as another black tree in the upright position, and then I add some more of the Sunshine Yellow behind it just to make it pop a little bit. I finish off the cover by adding my title as well as using some white Sharpie dots on the tree. Next, I'm using a strip from this 5-inch canvas roll, and I'm going to add some design by using my stencil again, as well as the art spray that I used previously, the cherry red. And then I cut them into these little tiny tabs, and I'm going to attach them to each page by stapling them on, as well as a piece of little trim. Now going back to the little feathers that I used earlier, I just cut off the excess tissue paper and then applied some more of that turquoise art crayon to the edges, and then the center I added some Sunshine Yellow. I then added some embellishments, glued it on the page, as well as some circles from the cardstock that I used on the cover. I finished off this page by using a black art crayon on the circles as well as on the side of the feather, just to give it a little bit of shadow. On this page, I used the negative part of the tree as a stencil, and I just added some black art crayon. Now that I'm just about done with my art journal pages, it's time to add the discs to the ends to bind the book. And I really love being able to work on my pages and then add the binding. And it's really easy to do. I just add one page, flip it over, and then I bring another page and add it, and so on. Now, one of the last things that I did was I added some silver art spray splatters to every page, as well as a little bit of black washi tape. I really love the way this book came out. It's vibrant, grungy, messy, everything that I love. And it was super fun and easy to make. This video is brought to you by www.joggles.com. For the complete list of materials used in this tutorial, see the description below. Thanks guys, bye.